Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new, I'm Nyx with Crowmates Apothecary, and today I'm bringing you a tarot pick a card reading where we're going to be looking into your September predictions and what's going to be coming toward you during this time. So starting on the far left side with the Marigold Tarot along with this yellow adventurine, this is going to be representing group number 1. Beside that, we have the Art Nouveau tarot deck along with Lapis Lazuli, representing group number 2. Then we have the Wild Unknown tarot with this black tourmaline, representing group number 3. And lastly, we have the Rider-Waite tarot deck along with this Bloodstone, representing group number 4. So feel free to take a moment to pause the video and meditate on the decks that I have laid out before you. And when you've made your decision, head on down to the description box below and then click on the timestamp that corresponds with the group that you chose. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more tarot pick a card readings in the future, and I will see you guys in your reading. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading all about your September predictions. If you chose the Marigold Tarot along with this yellow adventurine, then this will be your reading for this video. And here's this yellow adventurine close up, and this gemstone is really here to help you when you need to allow yourself to process grief, especially, and also gaining control of your emotions. So we're going to keep that on the side there for you to view during your reading. So I hope you've been doing well, group number 1. We are going to have a sneak peek into your September. So let's pull a few cards for group number 1. Hopefully they are having a great tail end of their summer. The first card that we've pulled is the Queen of Cups. I'm going to take all of these that fell out. Next, we have the Ten of Wands. In the reverse position, we have Strength. I'm going to set these down here. The Queen of Pentacles, and then the King of Cups in the reverse position. All right, so what I'm getting from these cards, starting outright with the Queen of Cups, I am seeing this as you are having this ability to control your emotions, this emotional security, which we were seeing here with this yellow adventurine, where you are feeling very calm and you're also able to hold yourself in this sort of regard where you are feeling more compassionate, not only towards other people around you, but also yourself. This card also gives off some vibes where you're able to listen to your intuition a bit more. So you're going to be able to, I believe, trust yourself, especially in the beginning of September. You're going to be going into September with this stronger sense of self and sense of purpose that you're going to be leading yourself with. We're seeing next to the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Wands in the reverse position. And with this card here, there is a chance that towards the beginning of September, you could be bringing on way too much in your life. You are saying yes to too many things. So I'm seeing that because you feel like you have your emotions under control, you have this sense of calm, you are allowing people to come to you, and you're kind of lowering your boundaries a little bit more. So when someone comes to you and says like, hey, I have this project that I need help with, you are saying yes, yes, yes to those things. Also to people around you, when it comes to either issues with friends or needing to offer advice, you are working through problems with people, and it's getting to the point where it might feel like you are doing too much. And it could also be that you're doing this due to some need for escapism. Like you're trying to avoid, maybe you're trying to avoid work. So you're like, I'm leaning a little bit more on what's going on in my friends' lives or what's going on in my family's lives kind of thing. So there's something there that you're avoiding toward the beginning of September. So just be mindful of that moment. Don't take on too much, and also make sure that you get the things done that you need done early on in the month so you aren't struggling later on. We're seeing strength in the reverse position here, and this could be, I'm seeing it as either some need for inner strength. So you need to tap into your own inner strength, as in you might not be able to rely on other people around you during this time. Or this could be coming out to share that there is some sort of weakness going on. There is some sort of upset when it comes to being able to have discipline, really. Is that, again, that sort of warning here with this advice, I'd say to you, make sure that you are accomplishing the things that you need to accomplish, and try not to just push those things away. You want to make sure that you have the discipline that you need in order to get all of your things done. And also, don't doubt yourself. So it could be that you're starting off really strong, and then midway through the month, because you've been taking on these responsibilities, you kind of feel yourself teetering a little bit. You start to feel like maybe I can't do all these things that I promised, and you're starting to panic a little bit right now. But you just need to dig down deep inside you in order to find that inner strength that you need. And also be careful with your boundaries and really put those in place. So yes, you want to help everybody with this cups here. I am getting this sort of like watery vibe, this like, yes, I want to be a friend to everyone kind of emotion. So just make sure that you take care of yourself first, and then allow only certain people in during this time frame earlier on in the month. Later on, we are seeing once more another queen come out. So we're seeing in the Queen of Pentacles here that there is once again this boost of strength. She is very much a down-to-earth card. She's very secure in herself, in her social standing, in her finances, and very practical when it comes to dealing with situations. So you're kind of seeing this wavering, but then coming back with this intense strength again, and very much someone who can accomplish everything that they want to. So I'm not seeing you falter during this month. I'm definitely seeing this more as a just kind of little like wavering moment. But with the Queen of Pentacles, we are also seeing next to her this King of Cups in the reverse position. And this card here can indicate some form of emotional manipulation happening, or some sort of like intense mood shift. So this could either be you, or this could be someone who is around you who maybe toward the end of the month is going to be acting out in a way that is going to be out of character for this person, or could be out of character for you. So maybe at the beginning of the month you're feeling very, very strong, but if you don't heed this advice and everything, and you end up overextending yourself, you could possibly fall to this point here where you are lashing out because you just took on so much onto yourself. So definitely protect yourself and your energy levels. Don't allow yourself to overextend yourself too far. And also keep an eye on people around you to make sure that you aren't running into someone who is trying to kind of cause some sort of upset going on in your life. I'm especially wondering if this is someone else, because I did see the Queen of Cups immediately, and this came out so strongly as like you. And for this to be the Queen and upright, and then for this one to be the King and reversed, but these are both cups, I'm really seeing this as like an opposite kind of thing. So I'm really seeing it as if this is you and this is someone else, especially because I pulled this card intentionally and then the rest of these sort of flew out. So I'm kind of seeing you going through all of this, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna pull some clarifying cards for this month here. So for group number 1, can we get some clarification about their month? I'd really like to see what's going on with these boundaries that we need to put up. And also this King of Cups. So the first one we have coming out is the Page of Wands. And in this card here, it is giving this feeling of being a free spirit, discovering something new, really putting yourself out there and striving for something. So it could be that you are needing to find boundaries when it comes to some sort of new either project that you're in, or say you join like a new community. Maybe you have started a new hobby, and as you're entering this space, there's a strong social aspect where a lot of people are coming to you and greeting you or trying to get information out of you and vice versa kind of thing. If there's something going on that involves that, make sure that you are practicing safe boundary habits during that time. This card also flew up, so the Star in the reversed position. So this is dealing with there's some temporary upset going on in your life. So it is a temporary upset. So while it does appear and it is something that is going to be happening, it's not something that's going to stay for a longer extended part of time. Again, this could be the potential of meeting somebody who is pulling away from you. So if you're starting any new hobbies, projects, you're in a new space with new people, just watch out for the potential of someone who is very volatile and maybe using emotions as a way to get at people. With the Star coming out as well, this is Aquarius, so I don't know if this is possibly you or if this is possibly the person that you need to look out for. Let's see here, any more messages that we can get for group 1? Any more clarification? So we're seeing here the 6 of Wands in the reverse position. And with this card, we're seeing some sort of lack of confidence. So I'm getting that this is like this person, is that they aren't confident in themselves. There's like a hit at their ego kind of thing, and so it's making them act out. So that's a feeling that I'm getting. I'm getting that basically you are kind of a scapegoat for this person. I don't know if this is somebody who has done this to you previously and you kind of know that they do this, but you've let them do this for a while, or if this is just a new thing where you meet this new person and it was just like wrong place, wrong time kind of situation, and maybe they did something that upset a few people, and then people turn to you because like, oh wow, like look at this person, and they start giving you a lot of attention, and this person sees it and then they are taking things out on you. That's a very specific message, but it's happened. But it happens. So I do think that it's nothing that you did. It's not something that you can really help, or you're not like purposefully doing something. It's just something that they are dealing with, and again, they're just taking it out on you. Let's see if we can get one more card for this. Yeah, we're seeing this sort of like imbalance moment here in the 2 of Pentacles reversed. We're seeing this issue where they're just like really disorganized, really scattered, and they just feel out of it, so they're taking it out on you. That's like the main focus that I'm getting for this reading here. So just know that you aren't doing anything wrong. Just keep being you, and just be mindful of people in your life during this time, during the month of September. Just watch out for somebody who could be really trying to take things out on you. We're getting pretty heavily water and air signs is what I'm seeing between these. So the King of Cups and then the Star, the two that I'm really looking at here. So try to focus in on those and just keep your eyes open for those sorts of situations. I'm also going to pull a few more cards. So to help group one, what can they focus on? What advice can we give them to help them through the month of September? Okay, the first one we have is the Ladybug and Sweet Pea. And in this card here, it does show happiness on here. So with this card, it's really letting you know that you are going to be having a very happy, cheerful time. You're going to be able to enjoy all the things that you normally do during this month. So just keep being you is kind of the vibe that I'm getting, is you just focus on yourself and really focus on keeping your happiness intact. And yes, you want to be open and helpful to other people, but just know that you are the most important person to be focusing on during this time. We also have the Antelope and Wheat. And in this card here, it says nourishment. So make sure that you are paying attention to your diet during this month as well. Make sure you are feeding yourself the proper foods that you need, and also just be mindful of what you are eating during the day. If you are somebody who loves to eat sweets, but you know that it really makes you crash after you've had it, or if you rely very heavily on caffeine, I do that. If you're somebody who relies really heavily on caffeine, but then you notice it just makes you feel really jittery and really out of it, you might want to consider cutting back on these things. Not cutting it out completely from your life, but at least being very mindful during this month, just to see what food does to you during the day and the effects that it has on you. Just be mindful of what it is that you're taking in so you feel good during this month. Let's go ahead and pull a few more cards for group number one. Any last messages that we can get for group one? We have citrine, which says abundance on here. So yes, I always also really equate citrine to happiness because it is such a cheerful color and it is just so bright. Like you have the sun here and everything, that this really is giving me that feeling of just you're gonna have overall a good month. There's gonna be a little hiccup, but not everything ever goes completely smoothly. So just know that overall you are going to be feeling very content with your life and very happy. And if you are trying to bring more abundance into your life, then this is indicative of that happening. We also have coming up Capricorn, so you could be a Capricorn. It could be your sun, moon, or rising, or it could be that you need to focus on traits that Capricorns have. So on here, it says determined, ambitious, and integrity. So especially during this sort of situation where you're dealing with a King of Cups moment, again, this could either be someone else or it could be you having this moment at the tail end of the month. Try to just keep your integrity about you. So if you know that you are someone who either has very intense emotions or something happens where it sort of kicks off this moment inside of you, just try to bring yourself back down and bring yourself to a grounded level like a Capricorn would, and just stay true to yourself during this time and not try to get washed away with all of these emotions. And again, if it is somebody else, stick to your guns, just be you and try to not take whatever it is that they're going through personally. The last message we have from here is Virgo coming through. So again, it could be sun, moon, or rising, or it could be somebody that you're dealing with during this month who is a Virgo. Virgo says supportive, reliable, and meticulous. And it is indicative of another earth sign. So it could be that you are an earth sign, either Capricorn, Virgo, or possibly a Taurus, and you're rounding it out without being present on the board here. But with this card, make sure that you, again, I'm seeing like with meticulous is like keep your boundaries up and stick to your routines that you are used to. And yes, being supportive of other people and reliable for other people, but be that for yourself first. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself first before anybody else during this time. Let's pull some self-care cards for you. So for group one, the first one we have that flew out is Sync with the Moon. So this card here, if you are somebody who works with the moon, this could be a really good time for you to notice the lunar cycle and see what it is that you want to either let go of during this lunar cycle or what you want to manifest and bring to you during this lunar cycle. So go ahead and think that over for yourself. The next one that I fetched from the ground is Clean Your Space. So this could be a really, really good time for you to just take a little bit of extra time to clear out anything that you have just held onto that you don't need to be holding onto when we are heading into the end of summer and going into fall. It could be a really good time to purge your wardrobe or to switch out your clothes if you need to, anything like that during this time. It can really be super helpful to kind of give yourself this lighter feeling where you get a lot of things organized, or you start donating a bunch of items, or just deep cleaning if something hasn't been deep cleaned in a while. That can really help ease your mind when it comes to if you're going through a rough time, or to get your mind off of other things. And then everything just feels so much lighter after you've done this. I'm going to pull one last little message out of these cards. For group one, what last message do we have? This one here says, be weirder. It will keep you sane, seriously. So really tap into you being your authentic self. So if you are somebody who just likes to dance and sing, even if there are people around you, make sure you do that. Don't feel bad when you want to express yourself, and allow yourself to do all these silly little things that you like to do that helps you just feel lighter and feel more positive. Because again, I feel like you're gonna have a really positive month, but you also need to do little things to help push you in that direction as well. And then lastly, we're going to roll this Astro Dice here to get any last messages of any signs that could be either your sun, moon, or rising, or anyone in your life. We've got Cancer coming out. Next, we have Virgo. And last, we have Virgo. So it's very, very possible that you are a Virgo, or just an earth sign in general again, or you have Virgo in your chart. And again, really being very mindful about the supportive, reliable, and meticulous traits of Virgo. Try to keep those in mind during the month of September. Overall, I really think you're going to have a great month. You're going to be feeling very calm and very steady in yourself, but just make sure that you hold your boundaries and that you are able to tap into your inner strength so you don't give too much of yourself away during this time. I believe that you're going to feel very, very strong, but there may be somebody either yourself or someone else in your life who could be causing a little bit of an issue. So if that is you, just take time to self-reflect. And if it is somebody else, make sure that you keep your distance from this person. Try not to get involved with whatever it is that they've got going on. Try to stay out of the line of fire. Otherwise, I do believe that it is a issue that's on their end and you have nothing to do with the situation. So just stay true to yourself. Make sure you are feeling very happy and you are taking the time to properly nourish your body. And I just think you are going to have an overall great September. So thank you guys so much. If you got this far in your reading, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more tarot pick a card readings in the future. And also, if you feel inclined to do so, let me know what it is that you plan on doing during this sync with the moon moment. Are you letting go of something, or are you trying to attract some newness in your life? Let me know in the comments what it is that you are going to do with the moon. Set that intention now so then you can focus on it during the month. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in your next reading. Have a great day. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading all about your September predictions. So if you chose this Art Nouveau tarot deck along with this lapis lazuli, then this will be your reading for this video. And with this lapis lazuli here, this gemstone is really here to help facilitate this clear expression of information. So someone sending information to you or you sending information to other people, there's going to be this clear communication and this ability to really be able to understand one another. And it can also help protect against psychic attacks. So this is going to help protect you during the month of September. If you can, get a bit of lapis lazuli to have in your life during this time. So I hope you've been doing well, group number 2. We're going to get started in your reading by just doing a little shuffle here, and we will get right into it. So for group 2 and their month of September, what information can we get? The first card we have coming out is Judgment in the reversed position. Next we have the 7 of Pentacles. We then have the Chariot. The Hanged Man. And one last one for group 2, please. And lastly, we have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse position. So starting out with Judgment in the reverse position, the immediate first message that I'm getting from this is that you are going to be beginning your month a little bit hectically, I'd say. There is going to be some sort of, I'd say, like self-doubt that you're feeling maybe a little bit nervous heading into September. You could possibly be either misjudging someone in your life or you're misjudging yourself. I'm taking this really strongly that you're misjudging yourself, you're misjudging your abilities for something. Either you are, you're either overlooking yourself or you are refusing to look at where you could possibly be lacking. And I don't want to be harsh, but this is basically here as just a bit of a warning to let you know that this would be a very good time for you to sit down and really reevaluate your situation and what it is that you can contribute to it, and try to keep yourself humble. It can be very hard because sometimes we're like, listen, I know everything that there is to know about this sort of thing, and I'm not going to be surprised by anything. And then we get new information and we go, oh, I can kind of see where I could be missing this skill, or maybe this wasn't right for me. So the sort of example that I'm going for is possibly like, say that you were trying for a job and on paper it sounds like something that you would like have all the skills for, all the qualifications for, but then there's this really small factor that you aren't seeing that they're looking for, and you just don't fit that bill. And so you have to kind of reevaluate that. That is a lot of words just for me to say, make sure that you take an honest look at yourself instead of overinflating your own ego. And again, I'm not trying to rip into you or anything, but sometimes we need to be told things straight. But I'm getting that that is a message for just a couple of you. I really feel like most of you are really not giving yourself you're not giving yourself like the proper credit that you need. But we're seeing this movement here in the Seven of Pentacles here, where there is this sort of reward that's coming to you. There is this investment that either you are making or that you have recently made, and you're going to start seeing profits coming toward you. So again, if this was something like, say you were trying for maybe a job and you get shifted over to a different position, but it's not quite exactly what you thought, you could still be seeing a bump in pay. So that's kind of that correlation there. We're also seeing that you have a very strong vision of how you want your future to go and how you want this month to go. And as long as you're able to really put forth that effort and persevere, you're going to be able to reach that point. We're seeing midway through the month in the Chariot that this month is going by so fast, but we're also seeing you very much in control of yourself. You're in control of your situation. You've tapped down deep within your willpower in order to really bring about this confidence, bring about this change. And so I see you really being able to master this moment here in Judgment reversed, and you're going to be able to turn it around. So very, very good on you. Make sure you keep up with that energy. Being assertive, being very determined when it comes to you going for what you want and really striving for the things that you are interested in. However, towards the end of the month, we're going to see a little bit of an upset. But I am seeing this as either someone around you, or this could be a moment that you're dealing with, that you're suddenly getting hit with this Hanged Man moment here. And this is you needing to let go of something. So it almost feels like you're having this last ditch effort where you're trying to focus so much attention, so much time, so much energy into something, and then you are hitting this wall where it's like this stubborn feeling. For some of you, I'm getting this feeling like this is a partner moment where you are not seeing eye to eye with somebody, and you haven't been for some time now, and this is like forcing you to see this moment, and you are maybe needing to let go of something, because the Hanged Man can also deal with some sort of sacrifice. So it could be a sacrifice of a partnership with someone, a friendship with someone, or even the possibility of you needing to leave a job because of there's a lot of factors, but you've known this for a while and you're trying to go forward, and something is stopping you from going forward. And we're seeing confirmation of that with the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse position. This card here comes out when you are dealing with either some sort of financial failure, because Pentacles represent finances. So again, either a loss of a job or a loss of perhaps that like two income kind of deal, or just in general dealing with some sort of loss. So it could be that you are just sick and tired of a job, and by the end of the month you are like, you know what, I'm done. I'm no longer dealing with this, and you end up leaving it. But you know that you are strong enough to be able to go forward. You have this clear vision I'm seeing. You have this investment that you've made in something that I think you're going to be able to make whatever this is work for you. Or it could possibly be, again, that loss of that relationship, that friendship, where we're seeing towards the end of the month this sort of, it's coming to a head moment, and you need to allow this to be let go in order to move on. I'm thinking that it's something that is just keeping you very restricted. So we're gonna pull some clarification cards because I want to know exactly what it is that's going on with you, group number 2. So what is going on with group 2? Can we get some clarification? I really like clarification on this end moment here because I can understand us having self-doubts. I can understand us not wanting to look at ourselves, but knowing that we need to make things right and having this beautiful moment here. But I really want to know what is going on with the Hanged Man and this 10 of Pentacles in reversed. What can we get? We're seeing the Knight of Pentacles in the reversed position, and I had been hesitant to say this before, but I'm going to say it now that I've got a little bit more confirmation. Obviously, seeing the Hanged Man and seeing a Knight coming out, it could be that this is dealing with some sort of masculine energy. So again, this is either a male partner, a male friend, or perhaps a boss where the man is in control kind of thing. So we want to make sure that we're paying close attention to that. In the Knight of Pentacles, this one here really talks about this feeling stuck moment. It can also indicate boredom. So it can indicate that I'm getting the feeling that you are a go, go, go kind of person. We're getting that in the Chariot, like you're very excited to start your life, start your future. And I'm really getting this feeling that someone or something is holding you back. And we're seeing that twice here. Also for clarification, I did say like male as in like a male partner or a male friendship kind of thing. It doesn't need to be somebody who identifies as male. It could simply be that this is somebody that has more masculine traits, because we have masculine and feminine traits, and you could be someone who is very, very, very feminine but has a very dominant masculine energy about you, or you could be someone who identifies as male and has a very feminine, soft energy about you. So just keep that in mind too, just for those of you out there who are wondering about that. But we are seeing more of a masculine energy coming out. We also have, the Lovers in the reverse position. So again, for a lot of you, this could be just plain confirmation that this is having to do with some sort of partnership, specifically romantic partnership, but it could be just somebody that maybe you were looking for a future with this person, but like they've just been sort of like lazing about and you're like, come on, like when's it gonna happen? What's going on kind of thing. I'm also seeing that like you almost feel like you don't want to like let go of this person, and that you've been really like just waiting for them. The Lovers in reverse can also indicate just sort of some sort of imbalance or like disharmony that's going on. So if it's not about a male partner or a masculine energy partner, it could be just like a disharmony in, say, your friendship or something that you care about, because Lovers is so strongly coming out that I really think that you've invested a lot of time and a lot of emotion into whatever this relationship is. And so it is coming out to indicate that, yes, it is something that is going to almost feel like a breakup if you do release whatever this situation is. I really feel like you need to, though, in order to push forward. Let's get some advice. So now that we have a little bit more clarification, can we get some advice for group 2 with whatever this Lovers situation is? Please and thank you. So we have the King of Swords here, and the very first thing I got in my mind when I saw this card is I thought of cord cutting, because I always like, whenever I do cord cutting rituals, I usually procure like a sword and like cut through cords that way. And also obviously in the King of Swords, this is about having this clear thinking. It's about having the truth and having the authority to speak up about a situation. Again, clear communication, like we were talking about in the lapis lazuli, is having clear, truthful information shared between people. So you may be coming about some sort of truth, you might be getting the truth on something, and now you're able to move forward because you have the truth from this situation. So you are going to be able to tap into some mental clarity, and you're going to be able to resolve whatever the situation is. Can we get outcome? Are you going to be nice enough, please, cards, to let me see the outcome of this with this mental clarity? We have the Seven of Cups, and this card coming out is, let's see here. This is kind of the like be careful what you wish for kind of card, because you can be dealing with having very like kind of going along with your imagination, or it could be like wishful thinking, like, oh, maybe everything will be all better kind of thing. So don't talk yourself into, like, if you know that this needs to end, don't talk yourself into being like, oh, now that I know the truth, like everything's gonna be fine. Like, I really think for most of you, this is a cut it and leave it that you need to be doing, but you're having a hard time with coming to terms with that. But the other thing that the Seven of Cups can indicate is you having choices. So all of these cups that are here is like you suddenly have this future of all these different choices. So I think if you're able to see past the illusion and you're able to cut your way through there, you're going to find the truth and you're going to find your happiness. Kind of like how we're seeing the moon and the sun in this card. This is almost like a tipping point. You can go one way or the other, just depending on which way you go about in this situation. That is what I'm seeing for you guys, group number 2. So let's get some information for group 2. Can we get some help? Some things going on during their September. The first card we have coming out is the Marten and Foxglove, which this says on the card mischief. So again, the very first thing I thought of when I saw mischief in this Marten is almost like something's going on under the surface. Like someone is doing something, hiding something from you that is going to change a few things about how you feel about certain things. It could just mean that you have a very mischievous kind of personality, and maybe you're somebody that likes to like pull pranks, or you like to just like laugh and have a good time kind of thing. So this could just be very indicative of you as a person, because like we all have these times where we like to joke around and everything. So I kind of feel like it could be you for some of you, but for others, the very immediate thing I got was somebody's hiding something from you and they are being sneaky about it. I don't want to say cheat, but you know, it's at the forefront of everybody's mind right now. What else do we have for group 2? 2 more. Wow. The first one we have here is the Quail and Gooseberry. So this is anticipation. So you could be waiting for something, you could be anticipating good news, you could be anticipating something that may be happening, or it could be that now you've heard these things, you are kind of anticipating that something might come to light, something might be happening. So you could be holding that close to your chest. And the last one we have is the Mouse and Buttercup, which says innocence. So really try to carry about this sense of innocence. This card is also really reminds me of like the Fool, which is about new beginnings, and again, having that innocence, having a free spirit. So try to continue to tap into that power, because it can be very, very powerful, especially if you decide one way with this Hanged Man situation to release the Hanged Man. I think going into a new chapter of your life would be the best future that you can hold for yourself during this time. Any last messages that we can have? For group 2, we have Smoky Quartz coming out, which says protection. So during this time, you are going to be protected. So whatever is going on, you are not going to be harmed during this time. You're going to be able to work through it. If you are feeling very like emotionally wrought by this situation, you are going to be able to push through, and you're going to be able to find that you do have that strength. We're also seeing fireweed. It says ignite new possibilities and adventures. So again, this is kind of like a call toward starting some sort of new adventure, this new choice that you could possibly have in your life. Make sure that you focus on that. Don't stay stuck in the things that you've done previously just because it's comfortable to you. Because sometimes when we push ourselves out of our comfort zone and we have these new choices, we can really find something beautiful for ourselves. So again, really try to focus on having new adventures. Again, that Mouse and Buttercup or the Fool kind of vibe, those new beginnings. We want to tap into that. Lastly, we have Root, which is strength and grounded. So keep yourself as grounded as you possibly can during this month. Tap into your inner strength. Really focus on self-love and holding yourself in high regard. Don't try to beat yourself down for this situation. Don't try to be like, oh, I should have cut it off way sooner or anything. Just allow a release to happen is what I'd say. If that's what you're interested in doing, which I think it is. We're also going to go with some self-care cards. For group 2, what self-care can group 2 do during this time, during the month of September? The first one we have, again, ground yourself. So yeah, really take your time and maybe do some meditation, maybe do some like guided meditation, especially to help ground yourself during this time. The more you feel connected to yourself in your being, the more you feel connected to Earth, the more in control you will be of your emotions. What else can group 2 do during this time? We also have movement. So if you are somebody who likes to dance, or if you are somebody who really enjoys, in here, yoga or anything else that gets your heart pumping, really focus on those things during the month of September to help in a way of energy release, especially if you're feeling stuck. If you're feeling stuck with whoever this hanged man is, whether that be yourself or another person, movement can really be a very literal way of dealing with the hanged man. Is if you're moving, you can keep your mind going. You can really work through problems. That's what I'm seeing with these cards here. We're going to pull one of these for group 2. What last little messages do we have for group 2? We have Master of Frequency or Victim of Circumstances, and it says your choice. So again, this one is really out here trying to call you out on what way do you want to go about the situation. Do you want to continue the way that you have, or do you want to take control of your frequency, take control of what it is that's going on in your life and change that up? You're the person who's in control in this situation. You don't have to rely on anybody else. I think that you're going to find that you gain that mental clarity to make a decision that you've been meaning to make for some time now. Lastly, I'm going to roll this Astro Dice for any last zodiac signs. These can be your sun, moon, or rising, someone important in your life, or some traits that you want to work on. We have Libra, very social butterfly, very charming and happy sign. Next we have Virgo, Very grounded, practical, reliable kind of person. Also routines. Someone who can keep you in a routine of working out, if that's something you're interested in. And lastly is Cancer. So Cancer could be dealing with emotions. It could be either I'm getting an overflow of emotions, so feeling very emotional during this time, or feeling a need to express your emotions in particular. Cancer is also like the mom friend, so being very caring toward yourself and very supportive toward yourself. So thank you guys for getting this far in your reading. So far, what I'm seeing is that you may doubt yourself in the beginning of the month, but you are going to have a clear vision and willpower in order to push yourself through this month. You may be running into a moment with either a hanged man situation who can either be yourself, where you need to let go of your past, let go of some past issues, or a person in your life. And there is going to be some sort of loss at the end of this month that you are going to need to process. But you will be gaining the truth. You're going to have this mental clarity where you're going to be able to make these new choices and create a change in your life. So just stay grounded. Know that you have this beautiful innocence about you where you can start new projects and start a new journey. And just know that you are the person who is in control of your life. So if you got this far in your reading, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more Tarot Pick a Card readings in the future. And if it's safe to do so, I'm a little nosy, but let me know what your situation is with this hanged man. Let me know how you plan on working through this moment. What are you going to choose? Like how we see here in the Seven of Cups, what choice do you believe that you can make to give yourself the best outcome for your future? Again, thanks so much for getting this far in your reading, and I hope you guys have an amazing September. I'll see you in the next video. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading all about your September predictions. So if you chose the Wild Unknown Tarot deck along with this Black Tourmaline, then this is going to be your reading for this video. And with this Black Tourmaline here, this is really here to help let you know that you're going to have this psychic protection. You're going to be able to block any sort of negative emotions or energy or any psychic attacks. So it's here to really help purify any sort of energy that's coming toward you in the month of September. It's also great for grounding you and to help really remove fear and boost your self-confidence. So if you can get your hands on some Black Tourmaline to help protect you during the month of September, that would be amazing. And we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. Group number 3, quick shuffle. Also, just wanted to let you know that you chose proper, because the Wild Unknown is one of those decks that I have just such a deep, intense bond with. So I always get very straightforward and very practical and not harsh at all readings from the Wild Unknown. I love this deck so much. The first 2 cards that we are pulling out, the first one we're seeing is the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands, both of these in the upright position. We also have the Four of Wands coming out. Can I get 2 more cards, please, for group number 3? Already some really interesting and good messages. The Queen of Wands, and one last one, please. The Chariot in the reverse position. Okay, we're going to shift these over just a little bit. Apologies. So starting out, we have the Two of Swords. And with the Two of Swords, the very immediate feeling I got when I saw this card is that there is some sort of choice that needs to be made. I'm seeing this blocked movement in the sense of you are kind of at a stalemate. You are having a hard time tapping into your emotions or really being able to make a choice. So like lots of indecision. We're also seeing here this movement from the Swords to the Wands. And in the Two of Wands here, This, however, is about future planning and having a moment of discovery. So I think you're starting out your month not at all knowing what it is that you want to do. Maybe there's too many choices. You aren't listening to your emotions, so you're having a hard time being able to express yourself, what it is that you truly want versus what it is that you're saying to other people was a message that I got for some of you. I'm getting also this really clear message from some of you that perhaps you started school recently and you are going for a major that everyone in your life thinks that you should be doing, but it is not at all what you want to be doing. So either you've been in the program for a little while or you're just about to start it and you're like, you know what, I hate this. And you're not expressing that to anyone else around you because you're too afraid of what they might think or feel if you suddenly change your mind. Please listen to yourself. If that's something that you're going through, don't allow the expectations of people in your life to define what it is that you're going to be doing with the rest of your life. Don't waste your time. If you know it's something that you're in, and this doesn't have to be school, if this is a job, if this is a relationship, if you're in something that you know isn't good for you, why prolong it? Make a decision now and cut it out of your life. That is a very strong, like seeing the swords, it feels like cutting, it feels like cut something out of your life. So there's something that you have to make a very clear decision on. I understand it's hard to do that. I get that all the time, but I am getting a very clear message that some of you need to take control and you really need to cut something out. We're seeing in the Two of Wands that there is going to be this discovery moment. There's going to be a decision that will be made. There's going to be progress made on something, and you're going to be planning for your future. So I really do see whatever decision you make here, you are being backed. You are getting the go-ahead that whatever this is going to be very strong and it's going to be very powerful for you, and you are going to be making the right decision. So what I mean by that is the universe is guiding you, and no matter what path you're taking, you're going to find the outcome that is most favorable for you, especially at this time. Because we're seeing in the middle of September with this Four of Wands, this card here is all about some sort of celebration. There is this harmony in the air. This card is very much the marriage card. So this could be, for some of you, a very, very literal and direct indication of perhaps either you are having a marriage, you're having a wedding and everything, or you're going to be proposed to. So maybe in the beginning here, you like aren't sure if this is gonna happen. Like maybe you guys haven't talked about it, or like you're like, come on, it should happen soon. And then suddenly you're being given that like moment of, here's the decision. Like, do you want to get married? And then you're having this very like celebratory moment, this very happy moment. So for some of you, it is a very literal moment. So hopefully I didn't ruin the surprise for any of you. But for others, this is just going to be a celebration that is it's very forward. It's you taking time to celebrate yourself and not be coy about it. You're going to show it off to people around you. You're going to let people know and see that you are very, very happy, which I'm so happy for you that you're able to have this moment. So we're seeing that around the middle of September. Next, we have the Queen of Wands, and with her here, she is very much an energy where she feels very, very warmed. She's a very bright personality, very determined, and someone who really takes care of the things around her. So as you can see, this snake is coiled around her eggs and everything. She's very nurturing, taking care, making sure that those babies are going to stay safe and warm. So I see that as you just being able to extend that out to other people around you. You're going to be having a very positive month. It's a little bit shaky towards the beginning, but I do think that you're going to have an overall fairly positive month, and you're going to feel pretty good in life and good about what it is that the universe has brought you. Just make sure that you do allow yourself to make the proper decisions that you need to make, and don't rush yourself, I'd say, with these decisions. Just know that whatever you do decide, again, it will be correct. Lastly, towards the end of the month, we're seeing the Chariot in the reverse position, and we are seeing the Chariot reversed always gives me kind of like this hard stop kind of moment. So it could be that you have been making progress on something and then suddenly it kind of like stops. Otherwise, the Chariot reverse can be some sort of lack of direction. You aren't quite sure where to go next kind of thing. For some of you, where I did mention the maybe you hate your major that you're going for, maybe you make a decision where you're like, you know what? I'm going to take a break from school for a second. And towards the end of September, you're sitting there going like, now what kind of thing. Just know that you can take all the time that you need in order to make your proper decision. You don't have to feel out of control. This can also indicate aggression. So be mindful of that. If you are someone who's prone to allowing your emotions to take over, or you get blinded very easily by feelings of anger, try toward the end of the month to, if you're involved in any situations, to take yourself away from it. Lean more in the warm and caring side of things instead of that burning hot anger that comes with when it comes to feelings of like heat and a fiery nature kind of thing. So we're going to pull some clarification cards. I'd like to know a little bit more about this indecision, and I'd like to know a little bit more about this Chariot reversed moment. So I'm going to go ahead and pull just a few cards for you guys. Group number 3. Can we get some help here? The 2 of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. And then we also have the King of Wands. So in the 5 of Swords, this is indicative of kind of like there's like tension going on. There's a feeling of conflict. Again, it could be a conflict of someone's expecting something out of you and you like aren't meeting their expectations. And this card shows a need for, there's some sort of loss, there's some sort of defeat moment, and there's also the potential of someone wanting to win at all costs, so a betrayal moment. So it could be that if this isn't something where someone's expecting something out of you, it could be that there's someone in your life who is making it very, very hard because they're doing some sneaky things, and it's coming out with those blocked emotions that we saw in the 2 of Swords. It's like you feel like you can't say anything to them without repercussions. Like they're gonna take things out on you if you try to express your emotions to them. So that's why there's that almost stalemate moment, because it's like you want to say something to resolve a situation, but then if you say something, they're going to take it out on you, and if you don't say something, then nothing is going to happen, and you're just going to be sitting here stewing in it. So that might be a choice that you need to make. Maybe you need to have a discussion with a friend, and it's a very scary situation because if you do, it might bring about some pain, or maybe a family member or something like that. So that could be what's going on for some of you. We're seeing in the King of Wands here, though, that this is indicative of someone who is a natural born leader. It's someone who has a lot of vision, someone who's very honorable. So try to see this as maybe you tapping into these traits. Try to stay honorable within yourself. Try to be a leader and set an example. And if it is something where someone's expecting something out of you, be the leader. Don't follow other people's wants or their examples or something. You set the pace for yourself. So be the person that you need in order to better your life, is what I'd say. I also think it is indicative of a positive change too. So again, whatever situation you are in, I'm dropping cards everywhere, whatever situation you're in here where you need to make a decision, again, you are going to be able to make the proper one. And then the last two cards that I dropped on the floor were the Three of Cups in the reverse position, and then the World. So with this Chariot moment, with the Three of Cups, it could be that there's suddenly your creativity hits a wall where you were feeling things moving, flowing, jiving, and then suddenly you're just like blocked. You have like writer's block, you have some sort of block of your creativity. Otherwise, it can indicate a moment where there's too many people involved. This is either a three's a crowd kind of card, or it could also mean some sort of like infidelity. So kind of like this is like the cheaters card basically, where it could be that there's something going on there. So if you are in that situation, just be mindful of what's going on in your life. But for the most part, I'm really seeing this as that stifled creativity. I'm seeing it as sort of a block, but I'm seeing almost a result right afterwards with the World coming out, is that this could be very, very literal, that maybe some of you need to take a trip, some of you need to actually travel somewhere to feel this sense of accomplishment or to be able to push past this creativity issue, or it can just indicate some form of completion. So it could be that maybe something was completed, like whatever it was that you were celebrating, like maybe you had a big project that you completed and you're celebrating this completion, and then you're kind of like, well, now what do I do? And again, you have that stifled creativity moment here. But the World is a very positive card, so it's here to definitely share that this is just going to be a temporary setback. I don't see this as being long lasting, and that was the feeling that I was getting when I saw this card immediately, was just kind of like, I don't think this is going to be a stretch of time where you're not sure what to do. I think it's just a momentary pause, and then you're going to be able to get back on your feet and be able to journey forward. So awesome, group number 3. Let's pull some more cards for you. Any more messages that we can get for group 3? I'm still curious about that Five of Swords, King of Wands situation in the front, so I am definitely curious about that. The two cards that we are going to be pulling out are, we have the Bobcat and Blackthorn, which says patience. So really use this time to tap into your patience. Again, if you're somebody who's like possibly getting engaged during this time, just breathe, just have patience. It will come to you, don't worry. But for others, it could be that you need to tap into some patience when it comes to knowing what exactly it is that you want to do with your life. And then we also have the Goat and Willow, which says overcoming obstacles. So this is just indicating that you are going to be able to be victorious in whatever is going on. You're going to be able to overcome anything that's happening, like how goats are just so resistant, and they can just straight up like climb sheer cliff faces. You are going to be able to climb whatever is thrown at you. So just know that you do have this very powerful, strong energy throughout the month of September, and that you're just going to be victorious in whatever it is that you choose to do. So that is beautiful. Group number 3. Let's go with some more messages. Any more messages for group 3 during this time, during the month of September? We have Leo. You could very much be a Leo. This feels very Leo in general. It says creative, vibrant, and leader. Again, we have like the King of Wands here. We have this leader, situation coming out. So either you are a Leo, it's in your sun, moon, or rising, or you need to really tap into that trait. Being very forward, direct, communicative, like a boss, a leader. We also have Ghost Pipe coming out, which says immerse in your shadow's wisdom. So this is really taking a very honest look at yourself and a look at your faults and knowing exactly what it is that you can and can't do. So I keep going back to this, but for those of you who are possibly in school in a major that you hate, but you're afraid of the expectations, I'm just using this as an example. It could be that you know that this is not right for you and you're just not listening to yourself because you're afraid of disappointing other people. You have to really tap into your shadow self and you need to know, like, is this worth it? Do I really want to live this lie and go through however much schooling and however much intuition and time in general to do something that I absolutely hate or no? And don't be afraid to see yourself plainly when it comes to seeing your shadow self. Don't be turned away from whatever may be there during this time. We also lastly have Scorpio, which on here, again, it says honest, determined, and focused. So being honest with yourself, really tapping into yourself. And anytime I think of working on your shadow, I think of Scorpio. Scorpio is a lot of the times Scorpio placements are very into the occult. They very much know their shadow selves, whether they like to admit it or not. They tend to have a very clear understanding of what makes them tick, and they do a lot of self-reflection. So just know that you can do a lot of self-reflection and then proceed to ignore it, or you can do that self-reflection and you can use it for positive change. So definitely tap into that during this time. That is what I'm feeling for you guys. Can we pull some self-care cards for group 3? During the month of September, what can group 3 do to help ease their minds, realign themselves? The first one we have coming out is meditate. So honestly, like realigning yourself with meditation. If you like tapping into group, I said group meditation. So yeah, maybe for some of you, this is group meditation. I meant to say guided meditation. So for some of you, really tapping into that. Or again, when we were talking about your like shadow self and that shadow wisdom, using meditation as a conduit to be able to tap into that could be something that you need to do during this time. It could be also just as easy as, especially because I laid them on the cards, the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands that need to make a decision. It could be that you need to meditate in order to come to the proper end result. Next we have connect with your ancestors. So you could be somebody who either gets psychic messages or perhaps you have noticed symbolism that maybe you haven't really tapped into, or maybe you are taking a journey that your ancestors have taken in a slightly different way, but you maybe don't even realize it. So I'd say use some time to try to connect with something in whatever way that means. So if it's seeing symbolism, so if you had someone in your life who passed, but they were very, very connected to a certain animal and you keep seeing that certain animal over and over again, take that as a sign that your ancestors are trying to push you in the right direction. Or maybe listen to stories about your ancestors and see if there's any sort of knowledge that can help you come to a decision there as well. I'm going to pull some last little cards. Aha. So whatever you're thinking right now, whatever question you have right now, if you have a yes or no question in your life, this card says yes, 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 yes. Get the point yet? So it is really trying to push you forward in whatever direction. So if you're thinking to yourself, oh, like, should I change my major? It is telling you yes. Am I going to be engaged? I know some of you are like, what the heck? But like, really, I understand that. So if some of you are really like, is this coming? Is there this positivity, this change, something coming in my life? Yes, it is here for you. This is also in general just positive affirmations. So again, I'm really seeing this. I've been seeing positive for each of the groups so far. Like everybody has their own thing that they're going through, but it seems as if the collective has this overall positive feeling, as if we are all trying to push ourselves to change ourselves to the better and have a better outcome. So I really do see this as, again, a positive sign that everything's going to be okay. You're going to be protected during this time, and whatever decisions you make are going to be the right ones. And lastly, I'm going to roll this Astro Dice for any last messages. It could be your sun, moon, or rising, or someone in your life, or any traits that you need to take on. The first one we're seeing is Taurus, which this one here could indicate this steady pace, having this calm sense of security in self, or this is not necessarily a negative trait, but being stubborn, plodding along and just going your way. Next, we are seeing Aquarius. Talk about going your way. Aquarius love to stay true to themselves and really be out there and be very expressive. So being authentically yourself during this time will be very helpful. And then lastly, we have Scorpio coming out. So we had Scorpio down here in the card, and then we're also seeing it in the Astro Dice here. So having this very honest look at yourself again, or being very determined towards your goals. So if you liked this reading or it resonated with you, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more tarot pick card readings in the future. As an overview, you're going to start the month out with maybe this decision that you need to make, some sort of stalemate that you're having, but eventually it's going to give way to this progress and this new discovery going on in your life, which will then shift into a very intense celebration, and you're going to feel very in control and just very warm. But towards the end of the month, you might feel a little bit more stuck, so don't fault yourself during that time. Just know that you may need to use that time to meditate, allow yourself to be a leader and really take control of your life. Tap into your inner wisdom, your inner shadow self to see what exactly it is that you need to work on. And know that you are going to have this moment here with the world where you're going to have either a completion of something within the month of September, or you're going to maybe possibly be working towards traveling and planning a future vacation possibly to help work through these situations. And lastly, we do have this message of yes, so very positive and very much trying to point you in the right direction with whatever question you may have had during this time. So again, if you liked this video or this reading, remember to leave a like. And also I was going to say, if you wanted to, and it's safe for you to do so, can you leave a comment discussing what it is that's going on with this Two of Swords moment? I'm very interested in what it is, your very specific situation. If you feel like you want to share it, I really want to know what it is that you're trying to decide between and where you may go with that situation. So again, overall, you're going to have a great September, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hello group number 4, and welcome to your video all about your September predictions. So if you chose the Rider-Waite Tarot deck along with this Bloodstone, then this will be your reading for this video. And with this Bloodstone here, this can really help with working on smoothing out your energy. So if you felt really up and down, really, really positive and then really negative at times, this can really help even that out. It can also help with removing any emotional or physical blocks that may be in your life currently. So that is going to sit there for you during your reading, just as kind of a little bit of indication that you're going to be having help during the month of September to work on aligning yourself and smoothing out any issues with your energy. If you can get your hands on some bloodstone, then that would be great for you to be able to focus on during this time as well. So we're going to go ahead and get this started by shuffling these cards a bit and immediately pulling the King of Wands. Next we have the Hanged Man. Then we have the Sun. Very intense energy right now, guys. You're going through some stuff, I'd say. The Five of Cups in the reverse position. And then let's go for one more card for group number 4. The Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so you are going to start out this month with, I'd say, this really clear vision for the month, this clear vision for what it is that you want in your future, and just really making, I just say, like, really great decisions, and also just being a leader. So you are heading this month off very, very strongly, I'd say. You know what? I just wanted to say this. We are seeing an up and down motion throughout the cards. That, again, the Bloodstone is here to help protect you during this time. So instead of it feeling like this, hopefully it can feel just a little bit smoother. So just know that yes, you are still going to be going through a few things, but hopefully this can just help you work through those things during this time. I'm really seeing the strong start though. I'm seeing that you are also going to stay very true to yourself and very honorable during this time. So you do not have any issues when it comes to speaking your truth, being very clear when it comes to the things that you want, the things that you need, and not being afraid to stand up for yourself is what I'd like to say. Next, we're seeing in the Hanged Man, there is this moment of feeling very stuck. You feel restricted and as if you can't escape from whatever the situation is. There could be just some struggles going on with maybe your emotions. I'm seeing for a lot of you, especially with this Five of Cups here, I'm seeing just having this issue with not being able to let go of your past, and you're having these stuck emotions that are dealing with that situation, and it's kind of having you, it's making it hard for you to be able to push past it and really fully enjoy things is what I'm seeing. So we're seeing here in the Hanged Man is that there is some need for sacrifice. There's some need for letting go of something. So for a lot of you, I am getting this feeling like there was something going on. This is why we've got this Bloodstone here. There's some sort of negative energy that you are clinging onto that is really affecting you. So it could possibly be a situation where there was some sort of traumatic issue that happened that you are still holding on to those traumas, and it's not doing you any favors is what I would like to say. And it isn't as easy as just going, I don't have trauma anymore. That is not how that works whatsoever. You have to go through a lot of help, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of actively trying to let go of certain things before you can actually let go of those things. So you could be seeing some sort of hang up in the earlier part of September where you're maybe revisiting this moment here, and it's keeping you stuck because of just the fact that that's how trauma and grief works. It doesn't fully let you go at least not for a long time. So don't beat yourself up over this moment. Just know that you might have a little hiccup in the earlier part of the month. But next we are seeing the Sun, this is the most favorable card in the entire tarot deck. And this card here is obviously very warm. It's success, it's positivity, it is fun, it is just everything that you could possibly want, hitting you smack dab in the middle of September. So you are seeing the shift where you're having this very bright, vibrant happiness. You could be getting good news. This could be indicative of hearing news of a pregnancy or a birth, because we're seeing the baby in this card here as well. So for some of you, it could be this push of life into what has otherwise been fairly stagnant for you. For a lot of you, I am getting the fire sign energy. I'm getting this very intense like leader energy. So I'm leaning mostly toward like Leo, especially with the Sun coming out. This is Leo. Otherwise, with the Hanged Man, we do have Pisces. So Sun, Moon, or Rising, it could be either of those. We are seeing either fire or water in these two instances here. But again, I'm seeing that really bright energy and positivity for you during this month. And as I said in group 3, the rest of the groups have all had fairly positive months. There's always going to be up and downs. It's not going to be all negative or all positive. So everyone is working through something, but I am collectively seeing us all trying to push for some sort of happiness, some sort of positivity. We are seeing this as a collective unit. Next, a little bit into the later part of September with the Five of Cups in the reverse position, we have this need to move on from something. You are going to be able to accept something that happened, and you're going to be able to forgive something that happened. So again, like I was saying in the Hanged Man, is I feel like there is some past situation, some past trauma, abuse, anything like that, that you're going to be able to move past that because you are no longer in that situation. And you're going to be able to either forgive yourself or you're going to be able to forgive other people during this time. And that's going to help you in the future be able to accept and work on these things. I do believe that this is stemming from your emotional upset is what I'm seeing. I'm getting that like feeling, sorry, I had to like breathe, but I'm getting this like feeling in like my chest where it feels very restricted. It feels like it's a little bit hard to talk. So it could be that it's hard for you to express yourself and talk about this situation. But I'm seeing this as, with it being surrounded by the Sun, this Four of Wands in the reverse position, this King of Wands on the far left side, we are seeing such this up and down roller coaster almost, that it isn't going to seem like as low of a low, and it's going to seem more positive because again, it is accepting what happened and moving on. Lastly, we are seeing towards the end of the month this Four of Wands in the reverse position, which immediately people take like reversed as a negative, but in the Four of Wands here, I'm seeing this as you entering a transitional period in your life where you are forgiving this moment and now you're transitioning into something new. And this card deals with an inner celebration. So upright, it deals with this really like big, bright celebration or a marriage happening or something. But this is more of a quieter movement of achieving something. So this is you recognizing within yourself a positive change. So overall, I am still seeing a positive outcome for you by the end of the month. It might just be a little rocky, which I'm sorry for that you're going through those things. But again, everybody has things that they're working on and going through. So hopefully this will be able to give you a little bit of a heads up of what is happening and how to navigate it. So I'm going to pull some clarification cards. Let's see a little bit into maybe the Hanged Man and the Five of Cups reversed. What clarification can we get for these? for group number 4. So the first one we're seeing is the Page of Cups in the reverse position, which tends to indicate some sort of either like a creative block or some sort of like emotional issue. It tends to deal with someone who is emotionally immature. So it could be either someone in your life, or it could be that you're having to deal with emotions from when you were more immature. Does that make sense without being offensive? Like when you were younger, things that happen that you are needing to deal with and needing to work on during this time. Next, wow, we have the sun coming out again. So I am still seeing this positivity for you, that even though you are dealing with a situation, it is overall going to be something that is going to be positive for you and is going to bring about just a good warm change for you. So I do think that you're protected during this time, and honestly you're getting indications that you're going to have a better month than I think you originally imagined when you saw these cards. Next we have the Wheel. So the Wheel of Fortune, you are going to have this is about good luck. This is about some sort of life cycle. So something is coming to an end and there's going to be a new beginning. So this is a turning point, especially with it landing on this 5 of Cups in the reverse position. You being able to forgive and accept what happened is going to be able to shift you into this new moment in your life where you're going to be able to turn things around and really garner this new positive change for yourself. This card also deals with karma. So whatever happened that caused this moment. So any sort of past trauma, if it was from a previous person, say an ex or something, whatever has happened, karma is coming. So whether it's coming negatively for them or positively for you kind of thing, that is going to be heading your way. So just keep that in mind, that karma is on its way. And then lastly, we are seeing the Queen of Pentacles here. So I believe that from this moment, you're going to be able to blossom into this Queen of Pentacles here, which she is very practical. She's very down to earth and has this control about her. She's very secure in herself. She's very secure in her money, in her emotions, just overall knows exactly what needs to be done and how to do it. So you are going to be able to embody this. So overall, you are having a yes and up and down month emotionally speaking, but it's all things that you need to work on in order to grow, and we are seeing such positive outcomes for you. I actually believe that by the point that we've reached in your reading here, you probably have the most positive outcome out of everyone in this month, out of all of the groups. So good on you, group number 4. Let's pull some more cards for any further messages for group 4. What else can they expect during this month? The first card I've pulled is the Rooster and Sunflower, which this says communication on it. So I'm immediately getting that you are going to be receiving some form of communication, some sort of like positive communication. Again, for those of you who are either going to hear about a birth or hear about a pregnancy that is going to be coming your way, perhaps that's something that you're looking out for. It could be that that is something that's coming to you in your life, or just overall good news in general. How we were seeing from the Wheel of Fortune here, there's going to be that good luck coming through. So you're going to hear good news and you're going to hear good just positive things in your life. I'm also seeing this too as communication with yourself, communicating honestly with yourself during this time too. The next card that we have is the turtle and coriander, and this is satisfaction. So again, indicating another like very positive moment, very hopeful, and just overall satisfied time during this month. So you are going to just be rolling in it. Let's see, any last messages for group 4? We've already got some really positive news. We're seeing a lot of sunflowers too, so that might be something that maybe you are either seeing a lot. It's a lot of symbolism where you're just seeing a lot of sunflowers, perhaps on your commute to work or just out in nature in general, or maybe you like sunflowers and you're seeing a lot of those, because we're seeing not only the sun here, but the sun here, and then also the rooster card. Next, we have this one here that says watermelon tourmaline, and this is indicating heart healing. So again, this is very clearly meaning that sort of forgiveness, acceptance, moving on vibes that we were seeing in the Five of Cups reversed, is you are going to be able to heal your heart and really feel positive about this change. So I am so happy for you, group number 4. That is an amazing feat to go through. Any other messages? Next, we have citrine, abundance, and yet again, another indication of positivity and happiness. I always equate citrine to positive, happy thoughts because it is such a bright crystal. And then obviously, again, we're seeing the sun. So this also might be that I'm really getting fire vibes from you, but at the same time, it could just be that you're really feeling that trait during this time. You're feeling very much more fiery during this time. You could also just simply be getting a lot of sun during this time. Lastly, we have pulled out Scorpio, which says honest, determined, and focused. And earlier I had said it, that that need for honest communication with yourself. When we saw the rooster and sunflower, Scorpio once again talks about being honest with yourself. So just make sure that you are seeing things from as unbiased as a point of view as possible, and also being honest in accepting what actually happened and how you can move on from that point. I don't know why I pulled these cards. Well, actually, I'm going to do it right now because I reached for it, but these are not the ones that I meant to reach for. So I'm going to pull this one first. This one wanted to come out. It says, what do you see? It says, I'm possible or impossible, and it says perception matters. So obviously you are going to be able to either achieve the impossible, you're going to be able to break past a lot of boundaries that you perhaps have had on yourself or on your situation. So maybe you thought, oh, I can never let go of this thing that happened to me, but you are surrounded by so much positivity that you actually realize that this is the time where you're going to be able to break those bonds and make that change. I normally do that one last, so my apologies for that. We are also going to pull some self-care cards for you. So for group number 4, what can group 4 do during this time to just give it a little bit, not all of these please, give themselves some self-care. Ooh, these ones flew right out. So the first one here is make a meal. So if you are somebody who loves to cook, obviously you know how much food can really affect you, and you know that you can push a lot of intentions into your cooking. So if you're somebody who loves cooking, keep at it. It's obviously helping you during this time. If you're somebody who prefers to eat out, maybe look up a few recipes that you really like find interesting or that you can handle with your skill set, and try something new that can really spark your creativity and just kind of appease that that sense that your like taste buds and being able to make you feel more connected with yourself and connected with food, because you can do so many things with cooking. I'm very passionate about it because I cook every single day, every single meal, and so I try to push intentions into my cooking when I do cook. So try to put in a lot of healing energy into your food. And if you are somebody who you can't cook whatsoever, you're looking at this and this is like a nightmare for you to see, do something as simple as like making yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and putting healing intentions into it as well. It does not need to be anything super fancy. Like in here, this is giving me just salad vibes. So you can obviously just cut up a bunch of vegetables and toss it in a salad and be like, hey, I put love and healing into this. Like, it sounds crazy, but just anything that you can do to really just nourish your body in a way that feels just a little bit cleaner during this time. Or if you're somebody who has been wanting to take a look at your meal planning, this might be indicative of that as well. And then this next card that I pulled says connect with your ancestors. So you could possibly be seeing a lot of symbolism during this time that has to do with your ancestors, or maybe you're walking a similar but different path to one of your ancestors. So during this time, if you are able to, try to listen to some stories about your ancestors, or try to keep your mind open to any sort of psychic downloads, or again, seeing that symbolism. For example, maybe you had an ancestor that grew or always took care of sunflowers, and you're seeing those sunflowers everywhere kind of thing. This could just be a moment to recognize that they are here to protect you during this time. And then lastly, I'm going to roll this astro dice for any last messages. So this could be your sun, moon, or rising, or somebody in your life who's going to be important, or any traits that you need to take on. So the first one we have is Libra. So this is very much a like social butterfly, very charming, and just overall a very happy person. Next, we have Gemini. We have somebody who is very communicative, analytical, and likes to see the side, like both sides before making a decision kind of thing. So this is, again, going to help you when it comes to communicating honestly with yourself. And lastly, again, communicating honestly, we have Scorpio coming out once more. So it could be indicative that you have Scorpio in your chart, or something for you to focus on is, again, being very determined when it comes to your goals, being very focused on your goals, and being very honest with yourself during this time. So if you got this far, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for future Tarot Pick-a-Card readings. And also just know that in your month of September, you're going to have some ups and downs. We're seeing you starting off strong as this really natural leader with this hang up in the Hanged Man, where you're going to be needing to let go of some sort of situation. But we're once more seeing this strength from the sun trying to fill you up with positivity and warmth, only to again need to accept something and really forgive yourself or another person before you can push forward in your life. And then you having this time of a quiet celebration. But again, we're seeing a lot of need for you to celebrate because we have that sun coming out with so much energy. We have the Wheel of Fortune sharing these this turning point in your life, this good karma, this good luck, and knowing that you're going to be able to embody this very practical Queen of Pentacles moment. Just take an honest look at yourself. Remember to do your heart healing, where you are able to put in a lot of intentions in healing yourself during this time, and know that it is very, very possible for you to achieve your dreams. So again, if you liked this reading, leave a like, and also I am very curious if it is safe for you to do so, and you feel like sharing, let me know what it is that you need to move on from. You don't have to go into a lot of detail if you don't feel like you can, but this is a safe space for you to discuss things, so you can leave a comment down below about what it is that has you stuck and what do you need to let go of before you can push yourself into a brighter future. Alternatively, if that's something that you don't want to talk about, let me know what you're celebrating. So let me know what this sun moment is. If you know that something good is around the bend, or if you suddenly remember this video midway through September and you had this sun moment happen, try to come back here and let me know exactly what happened to you during the month of September that was such a warm and positive change. Anyway, it sounds like you guys are going to have an amazing September overall, and I hope to see you guys in our next video. Have a great day.